The S&P 500, home to the top 500 companies like Apple, offering a mix of industries and sectors, preserving innovation around the globe. Billions are traded every day by firms and small investors. S&P 500 is the place where millions are made or all is lost.
I should have probably gotten a haircut before I decided to start this series, but I'm lazy. I'm a day trader now. I'm not a DoorDash driver. I'm not an Uber driver anymore. I trade stocks and options. I wake up out of bed, I sit literally a foot away, and I trade. And now I decided to go ahead and show it on YouTube. But yeah, I gotta get a haircut for sure. I'm looking at myself up there. It ain't looking good. But yeah, I'm back with a new channel name. I'm no longer Mushy Moo. All right, we're Wolf Stocks now. It was the best that I could figure out. Every single other name was taken. I think even Moo Stocks was taken. So I was like, all right, cool. Can't be a cow no more. We gotta be the wolf, right? Gotta be the wolf of sitting in my room and trading options, right? AKA I'm unemployed at this point. But let me go ahead and go through it real quick. Just what I'm gonna do, right? $10,000 in the account. See that right there, how it's like going down? I have 0.01 Doge stuck in my account that I literally cannot move. It says you need 0.02. I had over that. I did sell all, and then it stuck me with this Doge that I literally, you can't do anything with it. I can't move it. So that's why it's showing that it's like down like that. The things that I use real quick, right? I'm not trying to make this boring. Robinhood Legend. I only trade SPX. Do not trade SPY. I mean, you can, but if you trade SPX, it has better tax benefits. So I always trade SPX and I use Robinhood Legend. Why do I use Robinhood Legend? Because it's easy, right? Look at this, it's easy, right? I just have a 200 EMA, RSI, MACD. I don't need much, right? People have like 2,000 million indicators. I don't need all that, right? I do use the VWAP on SPY, which shows me a little bit extra things, and like one other thing. And I also use right over here, y'all seeing that right now? Is that in the footage? Quant data. If you're not using any type of data when you're trading, you are not trading, you are gambling. And if you're going to gamble, you might as well go into a casino because at least you'll have funner, right? If I'm gonna gamble, let me click some buttons, right? Let me go on the Hard Rock app and gamble on some sports. I should have actually bet the Nuggets last night. That was crazy, Aaron Gordon. But yeah, I use quant data. Maybe in the future, I'll go through every single last thing here. Kind of don't want to do that right now because it's gonna make the intro too long and too boring. But the premise is, right, we have $10,000 in our Robinhood account and we have to try to turn it into more. This is not a series where I turn 10,000 into a million or 100 million. Those series are cool, but they don't last. And the reason they don't last is because people feel forced to have to get into a trade because, oh crap, if I don't get into a trade, video's not gonna be good, I'm not gonna make any money. That's not what this is about. This is about making money day trading. It's literally just about making a living doing this, showing people that it is possible, right? I've been doing this now. We're in May. I've been doing this for 5 months now. I quit back at the end of 2024, my DoorDash and Uber career. I had quit that, and I've been doing this for 5 months now, and it's worked out, right? I've made some mistakes, I've made some gains. Now I'm going to show you guys how it's possible to just run up 10K. If you don't have 10K, you can do 5K. If you don't have 5K, you can do 1K. If you don't want to do 1K, then don't trade. So it is 8:32 a.m. I'm going to go ahead and chill out for a little bit, look at the data, look at the news that's coming out, and I'll be back when I make my first trade. What an eventful day so far today, guys. It is 11:22 a.m. I've done 2 trades so far. I'm not done for the day. It's just I'm doing a little midday recap. 2 trades so far, and I'm down $235.
Upload your resume on Indeed.
The first trade that I did, let me go to it, was an SPX 5600 put. That's one I lost $160 on, stopped out at a 20% loss, which is usually where I kind of set my stop loss. Gives me a chance to try to make some money. And then the second one that I lost on was an SPX 5600 put. Was that the same one? Okay, well, I tried it again, basically. And I'll show you guys exactly why. I tried the exact same one again. This time I had 2 contracts, and I was actually up on this $180, but then the market just immediately shifted and I was down. So that one I lost $70 on, decided not to take a bigger loss on that one. And the reason for that is the market didn't move. Whether I would have bought calls or puts, I would have lost money. And the reason for that is something called theta. The longer you hold on to a contract, the more value it loses, right? The person who sold you that contract doesn't want to lose, right? So that's how it works, right? When you hold contracts, they lose value. Right now, there's a little bit of a juice up going on, which is kind of crazy. Can you guys see everything? Yeah, hopefully. Okay. So right here, actually, I'm going to screenshot it and put it up on the screen. At 10:23 a.m., the market was, I'm looking at SPY, the market was 560.74. It is now 11:23, and the market is at 561.74. So that is, what, about an hour's time? In an hour, the market had not moved at all. So those contracts were just losing value, and you were just riding those up and downs, and it just didn't work out, right? It just didn't, when it's a flat market like this, it is extremely hard to make money unless you're scalping, unless you're just in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. I don't really like to do that because I use a cash account because I only have 10K in it. So the money that I use, like the $800,000 that I use for the trade, that money is gone until the next day. So I try to make the most of it. Didn't work out here. And look, the market's coming back down. Now it's 561.66. It's just a flat day. We'll see if I even make any more trades today. But so far, this is pretty whack. And then also FOMC tomorrow. I'm still betting on a dip, but the data over here is just, we're stuck. Basically, we're just stuck. The price is not moving anywhere anytime soon. Okay, so I might have gotten a little tilted today. It's been a ridiculous day. This has been ridiculous, right? Trump did speak with Carney, and that shot the market up. Couldn't catch that because literally right before he spoke with Carney, he posted on Truth Social all this nonsense about how Canada, we're not doing this and we're not doing that for them. And I was like, I'm not touching this. And then as soon as the cameras come on, he's like, oh, I love Canada. Canada's the greatest. I have family and friends in Canada. Canada this, Canada that. Market starts rallying. I'm like, what? He just posted all this garbage about Canada. Now he wants to talk good. And then the market came right back down, flattened out again. So I kind of got tilted. Don't ever get tilted. I should not have done this, right? I am now up $482.50 on the day. It's kind of an abstract number with the 50 cent because you do pay a fee when you want to trade SPX or the other ones like that. On the screen right now, we did an SPX 5635 call, 0 DTE, 11 contracts worth $4,430. Now, don't do that. If you are playing with $1,000, do not put in 40% of your money into it. I just kind of had a good feeling about this because the way that it was trending, it was trending up. It actually flattened out again, but it was starting to trend up. And I was like, dude, if I'm going to make a play, the play is literally going to be right now. And I was originally down, I think about $800. And I was like, well, that's not good. But you got to think of it as with the amount of money you're playing, right? $800 out of 4,400 is a lot different than like $800 out of 1,000. So ended up making $740, a 16% trade. I think that I am done for the day. You cannot trade this. I'm done for the day. It's Tuesday. We still got Wednesday, which is FOMC. We got Thursday and Friday. And let's just try to be profitable this week. All right, good morning. It is Wednesday, aka FOMC meeting day. This is where Jerome Powell decides whether or not he wants to cut interest rates or not, or hold them steady. I did see something interesting in the data. Before we get into that, first day we made $482.50, so that was awesome. But this is very interesting. So there is a 14 million net exposure on SPX for 5540. Right now, actually the market just opened. Right now, SPX is at 5614. So what Gamma is telling me is that the market wants to come down. It wants to shift down. Now, Gamma can change as the day progresses, but it's always good to see what it was pre-market. And even at market open, you can see there's a lot of red down there. The biggest net exposure is red. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead, let's get into it. The meeting is not until 2:30 p.m. so we have plenty of time to make any trades before then. I do not recommend anybody trade the actual meeting because you have no idea what he's gonna say. It's now 11:47 a.m. I was able to scoop up my first trade of the day. It's taken quite a while to get into one. I bought an SPX 5645 call for $860 and I sold it for $950, which was a $90 profit, but in reality it was actually an $88.04 profit because of the fees that you pay to actually trade SPX. And I actually had a very good entry, like a really good entry. My exit was actually spot on as well because I was looking, I don't know if the camera will pick up that red candle. Wow, I had a really good entry or an exit actually. We bounced right off the VWAP on SPY. And that's why I like to look at both SPX and SPY, because some things on SPX, some indicators don't work. But yeah, bounced right off the VWAP, back down it went. And yeah, I'm happy to just make a profit today, man. It's been a tough day. Any day that you can make a profit is a good day. Even if it's $5, $10, $20, it compounds, right? And that's why we set stop losses. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I just got out of that one. I felt like my stop loss was going to get blown through. I'm going to chill out again. If I get into another position, I'll let you guys know. But so far, we're just trading in a range, and I'm not really trying to gamble right now, especially not before JPOW. The trading day is finally done, and to say it was an eventful one would be an understatement. I made a lot of mistakes that I just normally don't make. I think it was because of the FOMC, just trying to get into plays, trying to follow the trends, because usually when, big news like this drops, you follow the trend up, you follow the trend down. Today was insane. It was 8 million puts. There were 8 million puts on SPX. At one point, there was minus 1 million calls, which means calls were being sold off, puts were being bought, but yet the market was flat. It was weird. It was a very weird, crazy day. And even FOMC did not even have a huge effect because the rates remained unchanged. So you guys did see the $90 that I made earlier. The next one that I did after that was an SPX 5535 put. Paid $520 for it. I ended up losing $80 on that play. I would have been profitable on that play had I held on to it, but I bought in at the red candle, and then a green candle spawned. And I was like, okay, that's not good. And it was a little one. And then another green candle spawned. And I was like, I don't like to see that. When I'm in a position, I'm just trying to follow it down, follow it up. I don't want to have to deal with this up and down motion. So I ended up taking the loss on that one, 15% loss. After that was a big loss. It blew past my stop loss, which was not fun. I hate when that happens on Robinhood. I always set stop limits. Sell it if it reaches this price. But what happens is sometimes these really big movements happen and there's no buyer for that specific price, and it just never ends up selling. So SPX 5545 put, $620 is what I paid for it. I lost $180 on that play. So that sucked. That set me back quite a bit because I was only up $10 at one point. Now I'm down, $170. Play after that, another loss, SPX 5650 call. I'm playing both ways, trying to figure out what Jerome Powell wants to do, what he's trying to say. And overall, it wasn't horrible, but he basically said he has absolutely no idea what's going on in the economy. He has no idea what Trump is doing, and we're pretty much screwed throughout the year. Nobody knows what's going to happen. If he doesn't know what's going on, bro, nobody does. Anyways, it was an SPX 5650 call. Paid $480 for that one. I lost $50 on that one. So that one was a little bit less of a loss, but a loss nonetheless. Had I held on to that one, I would have been profitable by a lot. Instead of being down 50, I think that contract at one point, I would have been up maybe $500 just on that contract. So patience was a big thing for me. After that, I did an SPX 5585 put again, $770 spent on that, and I made $50. That one I did not set a stop limit. That one I just sold outright. I don't know. I got into the play. I was hoping that it would work out a little bit more than it did. And I think I sold at a relatively decent time. Maybe I left a couple dollars on the table, but overall, that one was at least profitable. Final trade of the day. This one was a really good one. SPX 5610 put, paid $470 for it, and I came out $170 profit, or 36%, which was actually fantastic. That one I also did not set a stop loss. That one, because it literally jumped. As soon as I bought it, the market just jumped, and I was already up that much. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna take the profit. So we're at $470.74 on the week these last 2 days. Today I'm down $11.76. A lot of that is actually just the fee that you pay to trade SPX, but you know what? I was down at one point, let me see, $227 at one point. So to only be down 11 on a day like FOMC, I would have liked to have been profitable. I was profitable, $88, of course. But you're not going to be profitable every day. I can't be profitable every day. The people who I like to trade with, the people who I talk to, the people who've mentored me with trading are not profitable every day. It's just not possible. But all we can do as traders, as retail traders at least, is we can minimize the amount of losses that we take. So if you're down, try to get back. We're not going for home runs. We live to trade another day, right? down 11 bucks on a day. That's fine. Let's come back tomorrow. We're going to be more patient, number one. Hopefully there's less news coming out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll see what happens on Thursday. A few days ago, Trump posted that there was going to be a big announcement coming soon, and last night that announcement actually came. He lifted the tariffs from the UK, right? They're our first new trading partner after this whole tariff ordeal. I wish he would have announced it today, right? So that I could have bought calls during the trading session. He said that he was going to announce it at 10 a.m., but ended up doing it last night, I guess, so all of his buddies and his family could buy all the futures and stuff. They could load up on all the shares before he dropped the news, and then they could dump it on us, which is why we got the blue background, right? This might be one of those buy the rumor, sell the news type of things, right? Usually what happens is when big news drops, the market pumps up, and then what happens is all the people that pumped it up, they start to dump it on everybody else who can finally buy, right? So it's 9:26 a.m. It's still pre-market right now. I'm going to be bullish today, right? I want to be bullish today because this is a big thing, right? Tariffs are finally getting lifted on countries. The United Kingdom, they're a pretty big country, right? I was expecting it to kind of be India because of the war that's going on over there, right? I don't know why India wouldn't want their tariffs lifted. You think about it, right? If you're going to go to war, you don't want to have tariffs on this end, and then you have a war going on this end, right? So I think India is going to be coming very soon. I think China is also going to be coming very soon. I think every country is going to be coming very soon. I think he's going to start lifting all these tariffs, and the market is absolutely going to rip. So if you're not in the market right now, you know, maybe it's a good time. Maybe it's a good time to get some shares. I don't really buy shares. I only trade options. Only SPX, man. Maybe SPY if I'm really feeling it. Anyways, we got, what, 3 minutes till the market opens. Let's see what it does. We're going to try to be bullish today. Let's try to make some money today. That's a big thing. Yesterday, we lost 11 bucks. We're at $470.74 on the week. I think we can do better. Okay, guys, we have a ton of stuff that we have to go through today. I think I made like 9 trades today. A couple good ones, right? Couple bad ones, of course. You can't win every single trade. One of them I actually gambled. I shouldn't have gambled. It actually kind of ruined my day. You'll see that one. We'll get to that one. But yeah, trading day is done. What happened today? Trump spoke? Did he speak? Oh, the Pope was, new Pope was elected, right? Are they elected? So we had that. What else happened today? Trump said that it was a good time to buy. Either way, let's go through the trades. Let's see what I did today. First trade of the day, I did a SPX 5700 call, $480 on that one, and I made $10. I actually ended up getting stopped out on that one. When I'm in profit, I like to I set my stop in profit, so that way I don't lose any money. Speaking of losing money, the next one was an SPX 5685 call, spent $640 on that one, and I ended up losing 90. I don't really remember that trade. I think maybe I sold that one at a good time. I don't like to take huge losses, but $90, that did kind of suck. Next one after that was an SPX 5640 put, $520 on that one. We made $80. So on those 3 trades, we pretty much broke even, right? We made 10, lost 90, made 80, right? So we're net zero right now. Actually, we're a little bit under that because of the fees that you pay to trade SPX. After that was an SPX 5665 put, spent $510 to make 90. That was a 17% return, so that one was always good, right? Always good to make some money. After that was an SPX 5700 put, $740, made $10, which again, I got wicked out of that one. Price went up, set my stop loss ended up getting hit. And, you know, I made 10 bucks. You know, I'm telling you, I'd rather make 10 bucks than to lose 10 bucks. After that one, SPX 5700 put, $730, made 60 on that one, so that was good. I think I also got stopped out on that one. Today was actually one of those days where you know, the market kind of was going up, down, but there was these really big wicks, right? Let me see if I can find one of them. Wicks, like these things right here, right? Big wicks, right? It goes up, and then it goes all the way back down, and then it wicks all the way back up, right? So that was happening a lot today, and you know, it stops me out of my plays. That does suck, but again, we set stop losses so we don't lose money. Where was I? I think we're here, an SPX 5700 call. This one I was actually down quite a bit on. I spent $1,550 on 2 contracts to only make 50 bucks. This one I had actually averaged down. I always like to just do 1 contract, and if it does get away from me, but I still feel like it's going to go in the direction that I think it's going to, you know, I like to average down. Not too much, right? 1,500 is still kind of a lot. I wish it wasn't that much. but the average was, yeah, 775 for that. After that, I did an SPX 5705 put for 650 bucks, and that one was a good one. I made $110 on that play. After that was an SPX 5700 call, $520 put into that for $30. That one was just a scalp at the end of the day, or at least close to the end of the day, probably in the final hour. Had I actually held on to this call, I scalped it, left the room to go into the kitchen to get a snack, and I came back and this option was worth like $1,200. I literally couldn't believe it had I just held on to it. Of course, I mean, you're gonna have to go through the motions of losing to theta and also losing if the thing doesn't go your way. And then the last play that I did, this one was at 3:58 p.m. I'm probably never going to do this again. Was an SPX 5665 call. And the reason I did this was because I thought the market was going to flip. So at 3:50 p.m., there's this thing that happens, right? Where like the hedge funds and stuff, like big institutions have to go through like their order book and they sell off certain contracts and they buy others. And they were selling off really hard. And I was like, we came down and we came to this point where it was like a liquidity zone. And I thought, okay, maybe we're going to, go back up a little bit. But at that point, it was already 358. So yeah, that sucked. I spent $265 on that and I lost $90 on that. So that sucked. That one kind of did ruin my day. Like literally at the very end of my day, I ruined my day. I didn't have a terrible day. I was up at one point $330. I wish I was still up $330, but I'm up $238.44 on the day. So I'm not mad about that, right? Any day, like I said, that you can be green is good. Would have liked to have been up more, right? But it is what it is, right? Can't do anything about it. So far for the week from Tuesday through Thursday, I am up now $709.18. So not bad. We're positive on the week. We still have Friday. Don't know what Friday is going to hold, but we'll find out. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's the last day of the trading week.
Hey dog, you get some ice cream? Only a spoonful.
Guys, I am absolutely fuming right now. I'm so mad at Robinhood. I don't know how many times I'm going to get messed over by this app and still use it. I love the UI. I love how easy it is. It just looks nice. It's easy to get into contracts. But man, the back end of this thing is not the best. I can't tell you guys how many times I've been in a position and I always set stop losses. You've heard it in this video. I set stop losses, set stop losses. I set stop losses so I don't lose money. I don't want to lose money. That's why I set a stop loss. That's what it's called. It's called a stop my loss. So I'm in a position, right? Big position. Let me actually go back to it right now. Realized profits and losses, big position. Put it up on the screen. $2,180. I had 5 contracts of SPX. I was feeling good about it. I was feeling good about it. I was like, yup, this is it. Feeling good. Anyways, I get into the position. What happens? I'm down a little bit. Fine. Let me be down. I don't care about being down. Just I feel good about the position. I feel good about it. I'm down. Comes back up. Comes back up. I'm profitable. Now. We're up here. I'm on cloud 9. I have 5 contracts. Let's freaking go. I had set a stop loss. I set a stop loss in profit, right? I think it was what, $450 a contract. I'm like, let's do it. Set the stop loss, and then it just kept going up. Market just kept going up. So what did I do? I canceled the stop loss. I canceled it, and I wanted to just let it run. And it wasn't on my screen. It wasn't there, because I always go back and check. It wasn't there. So then market retraces a little bit. It wicks. What happens? My stop loss gets hit. How? How did it get hit? It wasn't like I canceled it and then it got hit. It wasn't like it was the same time. It was different times. It was like a minute after, and it wasn't on my screen. So how did it get? How did I get wicked out? Anyways, so instead of making, what was it? Probably $400-500, right? Real quick, bro. $400-500, bro. Like it's nothing. Throwing money around like I'm a millionaire. That's why I got the purple, because for some reason rich people like purple, even though I'm poor. But I like it though. Anyways, instead of being up like $400-500, I'm up $70 on a $2,000 play. Thanks, Robin Hood! All right, guys, I am back. The first week of trading is in the books. It is now 4:06 p.m. Tried to catch me a few extra little trades at the very end of the day, but it was just such a boring day. I mean, I don't usually, get sleepy or fall asleep when I'm looking at the charts because I really love doing this. I just love looking at the charts all day. But man, my eyes were just, and I slept good. My eyes were just tired, dude. I could not sit there and watch that. I only did one other trade this entire day. Yesterday, I think we did 9. Today, we did 2. The second trade I did was an SPX 5640 put. $450 is what I paid for it, and $210 was the profit on that trade, a 46% gain. So that was actually really awesome. I don't like that right here on my realized profit and loss. It shows plus 1,050. That's not how much I actually made because you have to factor in the fee that you pay when you're trading SPX. So for the week, we started with $10,000 on Tuesday. We traded for 4 days, and we made $977.40 on our first week of trading. So that's awesome, right? That's a fantastic start. That's almost a, look, what does that say? 9.77% gain. That's almost a 10% gain in 1 week. Generally, when you're trading, you just want to be better than the S&P 500. Let's check the S&P 500 this week. 0.26%. We are killing it. We're doing fantastic. If we can keep that up, we can grow this account to like $100,000 in no time. I mean, we did almost, look, think about this, right? Almost $1,000 in a week, and that's only with doing one contract. And the reason I'm doing one contract is because we're just starting out. Wait until we have like 20,000 in this account. All right, then maybe we can switch up to doing 2 contracts or 3 contracts all the time instead of just starting with 1, and then, get to 30, get to 50, get to 100. Could you imagine if we got up to $100,000 in this account and we're doing like 5 contracts at a time? Now, all of a sudden, instead of making, $90, $110, now we're making, 10x that. We're making $1,000 a play. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait to get that far in the journey. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little long. I have been editing it as I've been going along, and let me know if that's okay, if you guys enjoy the longer videos, if you want to hear me talk a little bit. If not, I can just hop on and say what trades I did, and we could just go from there. I would have loved to also show you guys how I got into every single trade that I did, but as you see, this video is already super long. If I was to get into that as well, I mean, you're talking like a 2-hour video if I go through every single last thing. So that's something that is a little bit hard to try to manage and, put all together. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, if you could subscribe, that'd be awesome, right? Shows YouTube that, I'm a somebody again, right? I know I have a lot of people that are subscribed to this channel because of all of the DoorDash content that I did and all the Uber content. I hope that if you did watch this video and you made it this far, I hope you at least learned that there are other things that you can do out there that can make you a lot of money, right? And it doesn't have to be day trading. You could get into drop shipping. You can get into eBay reselling. You can get into plenty of other things, or you can join me, right? Go ahead and put in $1,000 into your account. Try your luck, right? Of course, none of the things that I say is investment advice, or I'm not giving you, it's none of that. This is just for entertainment. But yeah, if you made it this far, if you liked the video and subscribed, I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys next week, and hopefully we can be profitable again then. Also, I'm going to have some maybe videos in the middle of the week coming, right, of different things, but a lot of my time does get taken up by this video that you're watching, right? This is like an all-day thing for me. So yeah, thanks for watching.